LeBron is one of the richest NBA players ever, making over $1 billion. And he spent that money on some of the craziest cars, watches, mansions, and chains ever. But even though other NBA players make less money, some things they buy are even crazier than what LeBron owns. So what happens when their purchases and LeBron's are stacked against each other? Well, starting with cars, before we see what LeBron's driving, other NBA players own some of the most customized cars I've ever seen. Other than these first couple. Cause even though Damian Lillard has some nice cars, sometimes he races a tricycle pumper car. Jimmy Butler rides in soccer mom vans. Jason Tatum drives a throwback Mustang. Klay Thompson's got an old school Lincoln. Rocco! And Devin Booker owns cars older than he is.
This right here is Pretty Penny. This is what I drove the game 1 of the finals. It's a 59 Impala ragtop, all original.
Then there's cars that get way crazier, cause Giannis is always flexing with his i8, even though mine is better. Embiid rides in Ferraris that he's too big for. Anthony Edwards got a Tron-looking Lambo Urus. Jamal Murray be skirting down the freeway in his blacked out Lambo. Shaq got handed keys to a truck he didn't even know was coming. And SGA copped a couple Mercedes.
I saw these rims in Toronto. I thought they would look cool in my car. And then once I got the image and put it all together, it was like a match made in heaven.
But then there's some other rich NBA players who got custom cars that are on a whole other level. Scooby-Doo's iconic Mystery Machine had LaMelo Ball get a Hummer customized to match, and a pair of his shoes got inspired by it. Then once Harden dropped these Harden 9s with bloody scratches and pulled up in a whip that perfectly matched his kicks. Even though the Hellcat looked crazy, Harden released the Metamorphosis shoe in Seafoam Green, and then got this $240,000 Maserati I never even knew existed, which is still way slower than Kyrie's cars. Fans on motorcycles couldn't even keep up with his first Lambo. Then Kyrie got another, completely customized, Aventador SVJ that cost him $530K. But another NBA player's car cost quadruple that, literally $2 million. So a nerd glazed him.
What would you say your biggest purchase has been?
Mercedes Jamera.
Is that a car?
Yeah.
You have this?
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. I'm saying that while my mouth is just wide open, bro. I'm blazing too. This is a crazy car, bro. Holy.
Alright, I just wonder how he would have reacted to Luka Doncic's car that cost more than everybody's. Cause after being traded to the Lakers, a Koenigsegg didn't just get customized for him. Jordan Brand dropped a commercial of it, so Luka pulled up to a game in it, got his own parking spot, and all fans were taking pics with the car cause it cost $3 million. But alright. Now that we've seen enough random player cars, looking back at all of them, they were crazy, but now it's time to see how LeBron's cars stack up against them. LeBron's collection starts with something older than him. He drove his 1975 Chevy Impala to games, which had every fan taking pics of it. But he got his next car after setting an unbreakable NBA record. That layup made history as LeBron became the first to hit 40,000 points, so he celebrated by getting this green Ford Bronco he could barely fit in, and just driving it would get him harassed by fans.
Hey, LeBron!
But LeBron's next car had him starring in commercials.
Keep it close.
You got it, Mr. LeBron James.
And that was just the plain white Kia that he promoted. LeBron's own was called the King James Edition, because it not only came all red with two-tone rims, it got his logo all over, which is part of the reason it was showcased at car shows. But LeBron's next car was used in an iconic race. Since the Sharpie 500 was a NASCAR event that LeBron not only showed up to and hit a trick shot at, he also had a deal with Powerade that got this car customized with his name on the side and a pic of him dunking on the hood. But what if I told you LeBron's next car gave him crabs? Well, kinda, cause crabs were always surrounding him in this thing, and crab walking was this Hummer EV's latest feature, so LeBron didn't just show his Hummer off plenty of times.
Got a little sneak peek I want to show y'all if y'all ready for it.
It's something he speeds down the freeway in. And yet, LeBron's still got a crazier car to match his shoes. Cause after LeBron released these King's Pride 11s with a colorful floral inside, He also got a Lambo Aventador that looked just like them. But a $400,000 car is nothing compared to LeBron's not one, not two, but 3 Ferraris, or LeBron's even more expensive car that came from a video game. See, Porsche 918 Spyders like this are one of the hardest cars in Need for Speed, so LeBron got one just like it that's got a custom King license plate and 3 engines. No wonder why he's always seen speeding in it and posted up with it in photo shoots. It cost $850K. But last but not least, the most expensive thing LeBron drives was inspired by Travis Scott. It's all cause news dropped that Travis bought a Maybach Landau.
I've always had a passion for these like ultra rare things.
Yes.
Things that always was outside of the box. Just the space, privacy, it kind of just gives you a different experience.
Then after all of that, a car customization shop posted pics of a white Maybach just like it, then tagged LeBron telling him to enjoy the new whip. And since only 99 trucks like this were ever made, LeBron and Travis are some of the few who got those, for $1.6 million each. So in the end, LeBron's got all those cars, and yet, I still think the other NBA players' cars were better, and they win this round to go up 1-0. But let's be real, LeBron's used to needing to make a comeback, and there's still houses LeBron has that might be better than other players. There's jewelry LeBron has that might compete with other NBA players, and so much more. So even though other players might win sometimes, speaking of time, let's see how other NBA players' watch game stack up against what LeBron puts on. First is What the Helly? Cause he got some designer on his wrist.
This is the Versace Icon Active Watch. This is my favorite watch right now.
Now, alright, flexing a Versace watch is cool and all, but it's nothing like Ja Morant's watches that match his diamond chains. He paired those crazy chains with a matching Audemars Piguet and another bust-down AP that he gave its own nickname.
Adrian Peterson on.
Too bad those aren't as crazy as LaMelo Ball's pieces. And I'm not just talking about this watch he created with his face and name inside. Cause even though he flexed that thing worth $15,000, his next watch is a Cartier Santos he completely customized, with damn near more spikes on it than a cactus. Psh, I've never seen something like that, which is probably why he bought it for $60K. So at least those watches didn't get him clowned, like Jason Tatum's.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I have to ask this. Is that a real watch? It looked like a kid's watch or something, no? Thoughts about your...
That was crazy.
I can't lie, I think it looks like a kid's toy or some colorful cheap plastic too. Even though it's actually a rare Richard Mille that has special cut diamonds inside, it costs $200,000. But Jimmy Butler spent even more copying Lionel Messi? Well, after Messi was seen rocking this crazy Patek Philippe, Jimmy also copped one where looking up close, it's even crazier than I thought. There's baguette diamonds surrounded by rainbow baguettes, even has colorful gems inside, so I can see why it costs $225K. But I never thought I'd see Karl Anthony Towns buy a watch that plays music. Yeah, Cat's watch has little details in it from the movie like an actual piano. It cost him 300 bands. But of course Luka Doncic's craziest watch is named after some food, man.
Is Luka too fat?
Dude, he is, honestly. Like, he is.
In Tubby's first Lakers interview, he was rocking the Banana Royal Oak, cause it's an AP made out of yellow gold that costs $350K. But when it comes to Rollies, Anthony Davis has a spending problem. He wasn't happy with just one that's covered in diamonds and tiger stripes, which is also a PC flex next to LeBron. 80 also had his eyes on something else.
Damn, bro, honestly, that's the best watch ever.
Man's Rolex Daytona looks like it's covered in shiny fruity pebbles, and it brought his Rollie collection to over $800K. But the most expensive watch any player owns is not something I'd expect on Kyle Kuzma's wrist.
This is him. Patek, Tiffany Co. collaboration. This is a watch that everybody is going crazy about. Extremely rare, extremely hard to get. If you know anything about this watch, they only made 170 of them.
And he wasn't even lying, man. Only some of the richest people ever like Jay-Z and Mr. Wolf of Wall Street own one, because they cost $1.5 million. Now, alright, other stars easily have watches that beat my collection, but did they buy enough watches to beat LeBron's? He's got Rollies, Richard Milles, Pateks, Cartier, some crazy APs. I mean, LeBron's got it all, so I don't even gotta talk much about the Apple Watches he gifted all of his teammates. Starting with Rollies, man's got one with a face more orange than Trump, a gold and blue Yachtmaster, and this unique looking one that he had on while watching Messi play. LeBron was also seen rocking this one in an NFL game that was rose gold with diamonds all over the face. Then after becoming the first player ever with 40,000 career points, he celebrated with a silver and black watch that cost him as much points as he scored, 40,000. Now alright, LeBron does have the same Eye of the Tiger Rolex that we talked about for Anthony Davis, so I'm not gonna yap about that one again. But LeBron's craziest Rolex, in my opinion, can change depending on his mood. It doesn't just have a colorful puzzle and expensive gems on the face. The top says different words that he can change based on how he's feeling, and the side can be changed into hundreds of different emojis. Wait a minute, did I just see the HoopFlix logo in there? Oh my god, even LeBron's a fan? You gotta subscribe to that. But alright, that watch only cost him $60,000, so his Richard Mills definitely have all those beat. Cause after he matched his fit while wearing one of the cleanest red Richards I've ever seen, LeBron got a blue version that was limited to only 150 in the world, and even though just those two watches cost him a combined $900K, LeBron's Pateks cost more, starting with one he might eat, cause it's chocolate colored. It's also wrapped in an all-gold case and looks like a damn Willy Wonka bar. So, of course he flexed that at a movie premiere since it cost $100K. But he spent even more on a version from outer space. With a rose gold case, this Patek not only has stars and the moon on the face, it even tells him the moon's orbit, which I guarantee he does not know what that means. Regardless, LeBron always wears his watch from out of this world because it cost $175K, and that's still over 5 times cheaper than his craziest watch so far. Made with 10 different types of diamonds, this bust down is something you'd only expect rappers to wear. Instead, LeBron got one which brought his Patek collection to over $1 million. When it comes to Cartier, LeBron doesn't just own a rare version that's covered in baguette diamonds and costs $350K. He copied Kanye and a few other famous rappers who got this Cartier crash, because LeBron was seen wearing a similar, better version that comes with an alligator skin band and is one of only 67 ever made.
And what I love over here is that they used blue hands for the hours and minutes, and then they also got a blue cabochon sapphire for the winder on the side of the watch.
But alright, now let's get to a brand LeBron spent so much on, they let him create his own watch. This Royal Oak LeBron James edition was a watch he had input in, was a watch he helped create after partnering with Audemars, so of course he put a few diamonds on the side. But even having a red carpet event for his own watch doesn't make it come close to his craziest. And I'm definitely not talking about his Pokeball colored AP he wore on the bench, because he spent even more on a watch that came from a superhero. At the time, Black Panther was taking over the movie scene, so I was not surprised when cameras saw LeBron wearing this. All black and purple with BP jumping right off the AP, this thing is crazy and cost him $300K. But if you thought that, or his all blue ceramic AP that cost $400,000 were expensive, LeBron spent more on an all gold AP that's also surrounded by 32 sapphires and brought his AP collection over $1.3 million. But the craziest watch LeBron owns made him go more viral than the Super Bowl. He was spotted rocking the Tiffany Blue Patek, aka one of the most hyped watches on the planet. That's why it's usually only seen in protective cases or on celebrities' wrists, because nowadays it sells for over $1.5 million. So with this many damn watches, costing M's on M's on M's, I just have to give this round to LeBron, man. Things are tied up, 1-1. But now that we've seen how players compare to what LeBron drives and the watches they wear, let's see if they can also live like a king. Because some players have some of the craziest houses any athletes own. Starting with an NBA player who lives in the clouds, Lonzo Ball's 50th floor condo doesn't just have plenty of space, especially to train his dog. His place also has a massive rooftop pool and insane views of the city overlooking the Lakers arena. But $1.6 million for that is cheaper than another player who bought an entire island. Here in Belize, Reggie Bullock's heart-shaped island has a full court to hoop and his own private man cave. Dude can even take rides on his boat or get some crazy-looking food from his personal chef. And I mean, I hope so. Reggie's custom island cost him $2 million. But Ja Morant didn't just spend more on a house. Dude bought an entire castle. I mean, just look at this thing, man. It's not only got a spot dedicated to signed jerseys and another room for him to bust everyone in 2K. Ja's also got pool tables and a pool where his boys get lit. But that place only cost him $3 million. Another player spent even more to live in a zoo.
We probably have over like 1,000 animals out here right now, from wildebeest, eland, red lechwe, New Zealand red stag. We have elk, ostrich, kangaroos.
George Hill has 900 acres that's home to some of the most exotic animals in the world. And his compound also has a garage full of old school cars, a massive shoe collection, and a full-size court to hoop. But for $5 million, he honestly should have bought Jaylen Brown's crib that used to be a warehouse. Now, don't mind these ugly tour guides, because Jaylen's penthouse is in the center of Boston in an old warehouse building. It's got a rooftop area with views of the city, and I'm sure you can tell it's his when he's got his own signed jerseys all over the wall with a basketball hoop that has his nickname on it. But his warehouse doesn't have a barbershop in it, like Kevin Durant's crib. Yeah, KD gets the little hair he has cut up inside his house that also has a gym with a sauna, and a wine cellar taller than Slender Man himself. Now, with a pool this big and views of the entire city like that, I can see why KD's crib cost him $6 million, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's house almost got him killed. Shai had just moved into this massive mansion that has a private access to a lake. It also had one of the craziest movie theaters in any player's house, and a huge gym where he's always working out, so Shai loved this place. Until random people started showing up and were hunting down the old owner of the house. It turned out that the person who lived here before was a known crypto scammer who was living large after stealing $40 million from investors. So it had everyone looking for him to the point where he even got kidnapped from that house and almost beaten to death.
I'm sorry. I really am. I didn't want to or mean to ruin anybody's life.
Sketchy people just kept coming and looking for him. So now Shai felt like his life was at risk and eventually filed a lawsuit to cancel his purchase of the house. Then after it was found that the sellers didn't tell Shai the history of the crib, or that he could even possibly get threatening visits, he won the lawsuit for the $6 million he paid, and of course has not been back there since. But listen, not every NBA player's home is that serious, because LaMelo Ball spent way more on a house just to land a helicopter at it. He's only allowed to do that because his mansion has private helicopter access right off the ocean. Mance also has a backyard with a tennis court and his own private beach, so if all that doesn't make it worth $11 million, being neighbors with Michael Jordan definitely does. But speaking of the GOAT, one of his cribs is a place that rappers film music videos. Travis Scott was only using Jordan's mansion because it's one of the most iconic homes that an NBA player ever owned. The entrance had a gate with Jordan's jersey number, the backyard had a pool designed to look like a basketball, and there's not just a game room attached to a movie theater, it also had a full indoor basketball court that Travis used for a music video, so I'm not even surprised dude filmed all up in here though. Jordan's house cost $15 million, but another NBA legend lives at a water park. There's a lazy river, crazy looking slides, and even waterfalls, so Tony Parker's always getting wet in his backyard. Then on the inside, there's a room dedicated to all of his trophies. But if he paid $17 million for that, let's see what another legend paid just to have basically a Foot Locker in his own house. Well, first we gotta mention how this entire gated cul-de-sac is where Mike Bibby's family lives. His house though, it's the biggest and starts with a huge pool in the back that has a waterfall. Then inside, he's got a crazy gaming room with Mario Kart games that he must have gotten from an arcade, and a secret room that he won't show anyone.
No one has video of this. I'm gonna give you a little tiny peek. Ooh. All right, that's enough. That's enough.
Now, Bibby might not have wanted to show his craziest spot, but I got y'all. It's a Jordan room dedicated to over $300,000 of the most exclusive pairs ever made, and there's even an underground full-size court. So damn near having a shoe store in there only helped his mansion become worth $23 million. But Steph Curry spent millions more just to live on a mountain. Steph's mega mansion doesn't just have perfect views of the ocean. It has floor-to-ceiling windows so Steph can live inside or outside, a full sports bar in his basement, and best of all, he got a golf simulator installed.
Once I had a space in my house that I could fit one in, it was a no-brainer to try to get one.
Now, even though Steph's mansion also has a massive pool with its own private beach, just sitting on one of the biggest mountains in Malibu makes the house cost $26 million, which is still cheaper than Anthony Davis's house, that looks like it was built for the president. From the outside, this massive White House has an Olympic-sized swimming pool, an outdoor kitchen where AD's always cooking. Then inside he's got a gym to get swole, a mini arcade with hooping games, a spot for plenty of signed jerseys, and he's also got a gaming room where he also streams on Twitch. But even though AD has the most expensive house so far at $31 million, before we just automatically give these other players the win, we gotta see how LeBron's living. LeBron's cribs start with the first apartment that he ever lived in, right here on the 6th floor of this building in Akron. It's actually a space LeBron never wanted to forget, so he recreated the apartment in his museum.
This is exactly how my apartment looked. The living room, my bedroom, the kitchen.
Now, obviously that spot is something LeBron's kinda proud of, unlike the house he bought that became his biggest regret.
Is there anything, a purchase that you really regret, like, I wish I could have that money back?
Yeah, I bought a house in Las Vegas. Oh my God.
But alright, a $2 million house is literally the cheapest one he bought. LeBron spent millions more just to live by the ocean. Surrounded by water with a beach in his backyard, LeBron's Miami penthouse doesn't just have a crazy pool and an outdoor living room. Just living there gets him access to an ice skating rink, golf and car racing simulators, a whole bowling alley, a movie theater, and best of all, an entire 2-story nightclub. Yeah, this is definitely where I'm trying to live. Too bad I'm just a dumbass YouTuber and I don't have $9 million, man. But LeBron's next house didn't just cost over double, it made him the target of a crime. LeBron's rarely ever being filmed at home, so when videos came out of him in his driveway that had a basketball hoop and expensive cars in it, someone must have recognized exactly where the house was in Brentwood and vandalized it.
Before he plays in the NBA Finals, basketball superstar LeBron James has learned that someone vandalized his home in Los Angeles with a racial slur.
Racism will always be a part of the world, a part of America. You know, hate, in America, especially for African American, is living every day.
Man, LeBron just seemed disappointed over the entire situation because someone really tried ruining his mansion for no reason that was worth $21 million. But alright, luckily they didn't find his most expensive mansion because it's not almost worth double. It got turned into a movie. House Party was a movie being created featuring LeBron and was filmed in his craziest house. His Oreo-colored LA mansion has a nice pool, a bar stocked with every type of drink, and even a cigar lounge, so it's perfect for a, house party. That's why scenes from the movie were filmed there.
We in LeBron's house. LeBron who? James!
Then of course they threw a massive party where plenty of celebrities showed up to LeBron's mansion that cost $39 million. Now, alright. LeBron might have the most expensive mansion that we talked about. And as much as I would love to glaze him like always, I cannot give him this round, man. So now with the score 2-1, maybe LeBron will have better luck if he goes first this next round. And let's see how LeDiamond's chains compare to some of the craziest chains that any NBA players own. LeBron's collection starts with a chain of a gold championship trophy and a gold chain with a cross. Then after he upgraded to 3 different chains of a lion's head, LeBron got all of his kids' names in the links of another chain that had a few diamonds, which brings us to his craziest chains covered in them. Cause after passing Michael Jordan in all-time points, 2 Chainz took off one of his 10 diamond chains to give LeBron a gift. And it must have been one of these tennis chains that were dancing like Michael Jackson. Cause damn, but LeBron's even crazier chain matched his shoes. Cause after dropping the LeBron 4 Horsemen's, he was seen with a bust-down chain that has a diamond horse pendant. Then of course LeBron repped his hometown with a chain of the state of Ohio that had different colored diamonds covering Akron. Now, one of my favorite chains that LeBron owns actually glows in the dark, cause with glowing red eyes, LeBron was on demon time with a gold lion wearing a crown that's covered in diamonds. But $50,000 for that is less than half of what he paid to be twins with Drake. Cause after I saw him rocking OVO chains, LeBron was spotted in one too. It was a $110,000 diamond and gold owl that he paired with a shiny Jesus piece. But LeBron spent more than double that on another chain that got him glazed by a famous jeweler. It was not just me that couldn't take his eyes off this crazy chain LeBron had on. Now, alright, $300,000 for that is definitely insane, but LeBron's craziest chain came from him setting a record that'll never be broken. It was February 7, 2023. LeBron came into a game 36 points shy of breaking the NBA all-time points record. And after going off all game, he eventually pulled up for a fadeaway to make history. After breaking that record that no player will ever even come close to, a jeweler not only made LeBron a custom box for his chain, inside was his masterpiece of an iced out chain that has engravings of all of his accolades and the teams he's played for. Then the front not only said NBA all-time leading scorer with his signature lion head and diamond eyes, it even has his logo in purple and yellow diamonds to rep his Lakers colors. So, of course LeBron posted a pic of himself rocking his record chain. I mean, it's worth $300K. Now alright, LeBron's net game is something I'm sure we all want a piece of, but now, it's time to see the other players' chains, and they might be even crazier. Starting with Nikola Jokic, he not only puts on his teammates' diamond Cubans, he got a huge shiny chain just for being the defensive player of the game. Then there's other stars like Jason Tatum who got a diamond chain of their initials, Anthony Davis who got chains of his initials and jersey number, Anthony Edwards was seen wearing a diamond cross on a chain with colorful gems, and I'm surprised Zion didn't get an OnlyFans chain like Jack Doherty. He actually got a Thanos Infinity Gauntlet holding a basketball. Now, as crazy as all of those chains were, Giannis's chain made him feel like a rapper. So after leading his team to an NBA Cup championship, SportsCenter gave him this.
How you feel, Giannis?
About to drop some bars.
Speaking of rapping, Trae Young's craziest chain was a gift from
Young Rookie of the Year in my books. You get what I'm saying? Straight from me and Wifey.
Trae got a diamond Cuban with his nickname over a basketball that even has his jersey number on.
Probably my favorite piece I got.
But alright, Steph Curry's and John Morant's favorite chains are the ones they got of their logo. Steph's is all rose gold with his jersey engraved in the back, and on the front, there's plenty of different diamonds to make up his SC logo.
The Madison Square Garden game where you actually had a chain that was of the logo. When did you get that? Tell us how much it was if you want.
Yeah, it was the most I've spent on a chain. I'll leave it at that. But it was
Then Ja got one of his iconic logo turned into one of the most unique looking chains ever. But none of those are as crazy as LaMelo Ball's chain that came from outer space.
The spaceship chain is in fact highly advanced extraterrestrial technology.
LaMelo literally got a UFO with blue diamonds all over, so I could see why he flexed it during a photo shoot. I mean, the chain cost him 150 bands, but trust me, even that isn't shining like Allen Iverson's chain that's made of huge baguette diamonds with his jersey number in Roman numerals.
oh my God.
Now, if you think that $200,000 on a chain is crazy, Jaylen Brown spent more on a chain just to match his championship ring. Not only is the chain gold with green on the links, just like the color of his ring, it has a massive 200-carat emerald and cost him $250,000. But honestly, the craziest chain, in my opinion, doesn't just cost more and belong to DeAndre Ayton. Fans called it the most beautiful piece of jewelry they've ever seen. The comments said that and more after they saw Ayton's masterpiece. I don't even know where to start with this chain because the details are insane. It has flowers made out of colorful stones and holds a giant diamond cross. It's official, man. He's got one of the craziest looking $300,000 chains of anybody on earth. So that, on top of all the other players' chains, I'm sure we know where I'm going with this. It gives them the win on this round, which officially has them beating LeBron. Now, I'd let LeBron try to make another 3-1 comeback, but sometimes when him and other players take things too seriously, I mean, they get fined tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, sometimes even millions of dollars in this video. Yeah, things are that crazy, so I'm heading over there. I don't know about you. Maybe just, I mean, you don't really have many options here. Just click this video right here, click it. Just like, go on it, click it. I'll see you over there.